All right, hello today. Welcome everybody to our monthly webinar of Unlocking Your Business Growth and Potential with Resource Partners. For those of you that have been with us over the last 2 years with doing this, whether you came to one of our in-person events or our web events, our purpose is to be intentful, to provide you with information that will be useful and intentional, where you can take action in your everyday lives, whether it's your personal, family, business. The goal here is to grow together, make sure we're sharing an information to build and uplift one another. So it doesn't matter whether you're starting in your journey from the very beginning or you're on the bottom, whether you're affluent, doing well, maybe you're that multimillionaire that got it together with the house on the beach. But wherever you're at in your journey, you can always scale, make things better. If you are good in your journey, we're always looking for mentors to help pay it forward, to help others bring come up along the way. So today we have a very special topic and some very special people here I'm looking forward to hearing from. We are affiliate partners with their organization now. We want to make sure that people have access and information and a way to participate. So today's topic is unlocking government contracting success. So I'm not going to talk. I'm going to let them do all the talking when it's time to introduce them and to bring them on to speak. But even though this is the topic, we still have a plethora of other resources and panelists that are here with us today. All panelists are not going to be speaking, but the goal is to make sure you know who's on the call because we are a resource in many different ways to your business, to your life. So if you have questions for another panelist, at the very end of this meeting, close to around 8:30, we will open up to direct question and answer. So if you hear something you like from somebody, make sure you keep the question just generalized. We can't give you, personal financial advice or legal advice by way of Zoom, but we can answer your questions that maybe other people that need to hear that can help you maybe directly in something that you're doing or you're going. And then of course, every panelist is speaking. You will have access, direct access to reach them. They'll be able to tell you what's the best way to reach them, how to set up an appointment, if you want to talk to them directly, or just get some help with whatever you need. Okay. So our guest speakers today are Phil Jenkins and Paris Williams, which are the founders of a company called the GovConWay. So with our webinar, these are just some of the resources that are here within this room. It's a very powerful room. Everybody that's a resource provider or a partner or a line company with us, they have all been vetted. They're A-rated. You're going to get A-rated excellence in with service from us or help with whatever we do in each one of our businesses. The goal is to have mentorship in every area. Doesn't matter whether you're in healthcare, whether you're a legal professional. We have cybersecurity people here, tech people. Doesn't matter what you do. We have all resources in the house. Whatever you need here is here within our organic community. So, like I said before, headline speakers, even though the conversation is going to be centered around government contracting. We do have our direct in-house partner. He's with our offices in McLean, Virginia here. You have Broderick Johnson of Eagle Bank. He's going to tell you about who he is, what he does, but he also has his own business consulting company, and he helps with what he does, whether he's in banking, working with large scale or medium sized businesses in the area of government contracting. So he'll give you some advice as it relates to business banking. And then, of course, we have Bill and Paris as our primary speakers. And then we'll have Andrew QB sometime somewhere around the end. He is our in-house partner with U.S. Commercial and Capital Services. The company has been around since 1996, providing capital to all businesses, whether they're multi-billion dollar corporations, help franchise and scale all over the country. They have access to 400 banks, lenders, private money lenders, so on and so forth. So U.S. Commercial and Capital is the number one source we have here for business funding. But it's not just U.S. Commercial and Capital. We do have other funding resources that you're going to get to know. We have grant writers. We have a little bit of everything. Venture capitalists, they're not here today, but whatever you need as a business to scale and get leverage for funding options so you can get to the next level, they are in the house today. And please, everybody, bear with me. I lost my voice. I've been teaching a lot of classes over the last 2 weeks, but I'm going to do the best that I can. I got my tea. All right, so these are some of the panelists and resource partners that we have featured today. Well, some of them will be here to introduce themselves, but for the ones that are not here, you'll at least be able to get information and access to them as well. Our mission statement here, Master Well Builders LLC, we're an organization with a collective team, partners, experts in every area. We have attorneys, people that provide legal advice, health professionals. The goal of what we do in all these different fields is to make sure we get the information to you, get up-to-date information as it comes. If something changes in either one of these industries, we want to make sure you know how it affects your personal life and your business life, and make sure we help you find ways to navigate. So this is my important part. I love this part. It's the why, as to why Master Wealth Builders does what we do. Me and TK Pryor are the co-founders of Master Wealth Builders LLC. We do have other team members as well. But personally, one of the reasons we did start what we're doing now in this portion of our business, even though we are in our services part of our business, it can help big, large scale corporations like Marriott hotels, schools, political organizations, down to the 10-man. A person has 10 employees or more, or whatever the case may be. We have small business focused seminars, classes, initiatives that are focused to the everyday entrepreneur, small business owner. And then we have a whole directive towards focusing on long-term planning, providing ways to protect your assets, business succession planning, making sure your business doesn't die with you, make sure that your business continues, your heirs, your generations benefit from the legacy that you're currently building. But the why is because for me, Shantae Dennis, is that I've been a serial entrepreneur for about almost 25 years of my adult life. I didn't have any guides in the beginning. Nobody told me how to be a business owner. I didn't have a blueprint. It took me my first 10 years of having multiple businesses to navigate, figure things out. People had to take me by the hand. I was blessed to have some great mentors along the way, but I learned ups and downs. I did good. I had to learn some lessons along the way, but nobody taught me how to do it. So that's why I'm super passionate about being able to be in a situation and have so many great people I have networked and met over the 25 years of my career to be able to bring them to you so that you don't have to go through all the things that I've gone through. Now, I'm always going to tell people, like I did on my church class, it's not easy being a business owner. It's not easy being an entrepreneur. The journey is a journey. But the goal is if you have proper planning, proper resources, and mentorship, that can go a long way. So I'm going to let TK give his why, but this is my background. And these are the things that I really talk about and educate people on a daily basis and in the classes with the organizations, nonprofits, and churches that I teach with. So TK, I'm gonna let you take it away. Tell people your why, your background, and why you do what you do. TK, are you frozen? Okay,
Hey,
okay, go ahead. We didn't hear
all right,
anything.
right. So yeah, the internet was tripping, but now we're back. Okay, so I just want to say I'm glad everybody's here. This is something we do every single month. Um,
TK, you're frozen again?
off her money to this day. So a lot of people that look like me that are melanated don't know that you can do that. And then the distinction is she didn't leave a trust based on having money. She paid for her trust with an annuity. So when she passed away, the money was created out of her passing. So I want you guys to understand that distinction because everybody who's black always says, "Oh, I have any money to pay for a trust and blah, blah, blah." You sign a piece of paper. The paper is the beneficiary and the owner, and you put that in your trust. And then when you pass away, that money gets deposited in your trust bank account. So you don't have to have money to do what my mother did for me. And that motivated me to want to get licensed so that I can help other people do the same thing. So what I did was I feel like I honor my mother every time I get somebody who looks like me to listen to that paperwork process and physically do it because I'm about action. I'm not about looking good on camera. I really want people to get to the point where they use. So that's why we created Master Wealth Builders. The idea is to have a one-stop shop. It's entrepreneurship, but it's a la carte. You only pay for what you're missing. And when it comes to Black and brown businesses, there's a standard and there's an income gap and there's also an information gap. So we try to fill that gap based on what you don't know. Oh, I didn't know I was supposed to have my own insurance. I didn't know I was supposed to have my own benefits. Whatever you don't know, we can fill that gap. So thank you guys for coming. I'm glad that we're here to bring this information to you.
All right, thank you, TK, for sharing. So we just want to make sure you know our intentions. It's about being intentional. I believe everybody on this call has something to help each other, even the people that are in the audience. We are born with a gift. We're all born with a purpose. So the goal is to help each other with the gifts and the services and the expertise that we have. And then we go back out and help other people together. So that is our whole initiative and our whole goal. So these are some of the companies that we both own together separately and the partnerships we have as our overhead through our brokerage services and the lenders that I work with. I'm able to bring other services because I am, three different hacks. I am a licensed loan officer. I help people with residential, commercial lending, especially for business owner strategy and real estate professional strategies. I'm also a tax professional, so I ran my own tax franchise or a whole decade. That's done under Destiny Financial Solutions LLC. And then me and TK together are licensed and broker to help people with their business succession planning, long-term planning, protecting their assets, protecting their legacy, so on and so forth. So these are the workshops that we do implement and teach. We do classes with government agencies. We partner with nonprofits all over our region. We work with churches. My church, we just finished a 5-day class of financial education literacy. We do special courses. It's not always just these courses. We have advanced courses for people that are in real estate. We're going to be doing one next month in April. We'll make sure we get that out to everybody. So we have a wide array of ways that we help people just from our standpoint, but we also partner with other people in the same space. So that way we can have all types of education going out there and going forth in our communities. So one of the most powerful things, for the last 14 years of my business journey, I started something where I said we need to have a blueprint to be able to help businesses. So now I've actually partnered with other people that have the same concept. You're going to hear from one of them today. We realize as business owners that we need to be able to, if you have an idea, how to take it from the entrepreneurship stage to take it to being active. So we're just solving a problem that we know that people need access. So this is now going to become more of a nonprofit side of our division of our organization, but we've been operating this. We get back pretty much 30% of what we do, we get back. So the goal is we want to be intentional. If you come to an event we're doing, it's not just us. We're partnering with multiple organizations. So we're all working together on this initiative to be able to provide resources, not just in our local region, but we're going to be traveling, doing seminars in Louisiana, other states, possibly Arkansas, doing this in Florida. The goal is to bring access to everybody. So these are some of the services that we provide and we help, directly with our organization. Like I said, with our partnerships, we're able to do so much more. So I'm going to start now with our partners. Now, Melissa just shot me a call, but she's part of my team directly at Buckingham Mortgage, where we do help people every day with their commercial lending and residential lending needs. One of the things Melissa was going to give a tidbit on, so I'm just going to make sure that you do know there are opportunities this year. They have brought back bank statement lending back. So if you are an entrepreneur, that has a P&L statement that doesn't look too well. So we know as entrepreneurs, sometimes we don't have good cash flow. So, but you do make, say, $10,000 a month, or you make $8,000 a month in revenue, you do have income. So there is a way and a path forward if you guys are interested in learning more. Melissa is a person to reach out to. I'll make sure you guys have her contact information as well as mine. We work for the same organization. So there are bank statement loans available for people today. So that's the information we want to make sure to share with you this month. Next month, she is going to be speaking as one of our featured speakers. So even though we're still going to have the business resource webinar, we are going to have a focus around real estate financing and advanced strategies. advance options, collateral asset lending, different things that people don't think about to help you scale. All right, India, are you here? And let me double check. India will be joining us if she hasn't at some point. All right, so India has not joined us yet, but she is a good resource as well too. India is one of our direct partners here. She's currently helping some of our customers we're working on now to be able to find property. This for personal, commercial. If you're a renter, she also does have she does business credit consulting, but that's not her primary focus. She also helps people with their tax concerns, and she's well versed and she has business solutions for everybody as well. And Thomas, he's not with us. I don't see him here yet, but Thomas is our health partner. So when we're working with employees, small business, self-employed individuals, we want to make sure you still get the same level of health benefits or retirement benefits that you would get from an employer package. So he is the person to talk to if you're looking for ways to self-direct your medical coverages, whether you have employees or not, or just for yourself. He will be able to help you find affordable coverages, things that people may not know that's aware and open to you. So, William, I think I saw you here. If you are here, you can go ahead and speak for yourself. Give 1 to 2 minutes of who you are. What you do, you are the other person that is, I talk to people that have a partner that understands the blueprint. So you can go ahead and let them know who you are, what you do, and how you can help people.
Hello. Can I get some ones in the chat if you can hear me, everybody? Can I get it? Can you hear me? Can I get a one in the chat? Please, please. Can you hear me? All right, my name is William Holmes. I am the founder of Business Blueprint Enterprise. And I came on here one time and met with Shantae, and both of our goals and dreams of our businesses align with each other. I was stuck in my entrepreneurship journey for a second. I started a clothing brand in 2021 called Careless. It's called Careless Detroit. I can put the link in here for you guys. Um, but I was stuck. I was working at Ford Motor Company as I was starting my clothing brand, and my credit was a problem. And I never, I didn't. I found out.
Sorry, you're frozen.
Hello, can let me
And
get
we
No,
some
can hear
ones in
you
the chat.
now. Yes.
He's
Shante,
not
he's
frozen on
good.
my end, so
Yeah, he's not frozen on our end.
Okay, sorry. Y'all can hear me. Let me get a two in the chat if you can hear me.
we can hear you just fine.
Okay. Okay. So I was stuck in my entrepreneurship journey for a second. Once I realized how credit, credit is really the key to life. Once I realized that and I figured out how to fix it, I was big on turning around and helping people that are stuck in the same position that I was in. So that is my information here. You guys can reach out to me, set up a consultation. Um, that's all I have. If you guys got any questions, you can ask questions in the chat.
All right, thank you so much for William for sharing that with us. So please reach out to William. Actually, his contact information is right here. He didn't even give everything he does. He does so much, but he is a support. He can help you in so many different ways to be able to help you support you as a person and to support and help your businesses. Thank you so much, William.
No problem. Thank you.
Pleasure of having you.
Thank you.
All right, Danielle, have you joined yet? Let me double check.
She's here.
Yes, I'm
Hey,
here.
Danielle. Yay, great. So you can introduce yourself, but I will say she is
Ooh,
phenomenal. She is one of my, I say she's my
I am being
another mother.
quiet. It's
I'm going to let her tell you about what she does. And
been
also, Danielle,
quiet.
please don't forget to let everybody know about your upcoming expo as well. So you can go ahead and take it away. You got 2 minutes.
Thank you, Shantae. So yes, my name is Danielle Bowie, and I'm sorry that I am not on camera. I don't know what's happening with the Zoom app for me, but I am the founder of Prosperous Solutions, and my consulting firm works with corporate entities, government agencies, as well as entrepreneurs to help them with organization and operations optimization, as well as training and development. So I facilitate training and developments for various firms and their people and employees. I also have an organization called Generations of Impact Network. And with that, it's just translating prosperous solutions. So what we do in helping businesses grow and again, be effective with their people. I bring that into the community where we are helping aspiring entrepreneurs start, build, and grow their businesses, as well as helping the youth community start their journey of entrepreneurship. We do have an event coming up in Maryland and the businesses in the community, as well as having a workshop that again helps entrepreneurs with their growth and starting their businesses and getting them on the right track and towards scaling. So if you have any questions, if you need any consultation as it relates to training and development and organization optimization as it relates to your operations, I am here to help. So thank you so much, Shantae and TK.
Yes, definitely. And the flyer that she's mentioning is definitely on our website. If you go to the very top, you will see our feature of the week. And her flyer is popping up in a scroll bar at the top.
Yes, and Danielle, if you can you please drop the registration link in the chat? So for those of you in the
Yes.
DMV, or even if you want to come travel, come. If you're from anywhere in the country, we would love to have you. I think it's going to be a phenomenal event. All right, thank you, Danielle. So if anybody wants to reach out to her, her information is on the screen. And then she's also listed on our website as well. All right, Carmen could not make it tonight, but Carmen, we just did a wonderful class last week she taught the class on trust, will, and estate planning. It was a super powerful class. She's 40 years as an attorney here in Maryland. She works with people in all 50 states. So if you want to get information, she actually wrote a book called Estate Planning Kit. It's a tool that I actually offer to my clients. So if you know people that need help with their long-term planning, but it's not just for your personal planning. And I'm going to rule out the myth. I don't care how young you are. This is not for older people. This is not for people that are wealthy. I mean, you're going to be wealthy. We'll speak that into assistance. But if you don't have the wealth yet, you still want to have a plan in place. So if anything happens to you and you need somebody to make decisions for your business, contracting, real estate, finances, medical directives, decisions that you can't make or you're incapacitated, you want to have a conversation with this person right here. We also have that platform within our business structure as well. The focus on business and long-term planning is important. She's also a business contractor. So if you go to her information here, she helps with contracts, things you need for your business, your nonprofit, your limited liability, making sure all your paperwork, everything is on the up and up. It's very important. So that's one of the things we do preach every day is making sure you have your foundational work and other things in order.
So
Dude,
let
I
me
think I
add,
saw
wait,
you.
Shantae,
Mhm.
Shantae, let me add with Carmen. Literally, the most important reason to have a trust is to skip probate. So think about everything you own and the state taking it from you, or everything you own being protected. Because some people, especially Black people, make the excuse of, I don't need a trust. If you want to skip probate, you need to go through that trust process. So Carmen is very experienced and can help you with that.
Thank you, TK. So Deuce is here. Deuce, I'm going to let you do your 2-minute intro. People know who you are, how you support us, and we love to have you. You're so exciting. So you tell everybody why they should talk to you, what you do, and how you can help impact others' lives. Go ahead, Deuce.
Thank you very much. Hello, everybody. My name is Deuce Austin. I'm out here in PG County. I've been in the federal marketplace. I'm sorry. I'm here to talk about doing business funding financial solutions. This came off of the back of me being in the federal marketplace and then created a program where I was teaching people how to get in the were coming to me and saying they didn't know how to start a business. So I started teaching them how to start a business. Then they were saying they didn't have any money. So I ended up teaching them how to get their businesses funded. And so that's the lane that I'm in right now. Am revitalizing my whole platform right now because I'm adding in that Christian component to use a biblical based understanding about finances and our financial literacy. So thank you all for having me allowing me this opportunity to talk. And if anybody wants to reach out to me, graciously have had my information, my link set up right here on the screen. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Deuce. We love having you, and I'm glad you mentioned that, setting it up according to biblical. I mean, I don't push religion on anybody, spirituality, but we are in a season where I feel like we all have to work together to really be intentional in getting information, being in the age of information. And there is a lot of biblical principle in regards to how you manage your finances, how you're supposed to work. Your business is supposed to be your family. You're supposed to be able to pass on generational wealth, not just finances, but tools. Anything that we do in this earth is supposed to be we're supposed to play a part on this earth to help each other and to do things. So thank you, Deuce. We have aligned visions. I'm a child of God, so I believe in biblical principles on the right thing as we scale this earth. So thank you so much, Deuce. So Paul, Paul, another brother from another mother. Paul, we're happy to help you. We have been working together for many, many years, and you are my friend, and I'm happy to have you here today. Paul, you are the doer of all things, so I'm going to let you explain what you bring to the table, but you are a powerful person. You are a connector as well. And there's so many things you do, but just give people insight of why we're here today. He's the reason why we are doing this government contracting meeting. I'll let you take it away, Paul. You got 2 to 5 minutes, and to just give people an overview of what you do and how you impact people every day.
Thank you, Shante. Thank you so much. And TK as well. Just want to say hello, everyone. Happy Wednesday. Hope everyone's doing well. Just in brief, just cover a few areas. I put it in the chat as well. Been in the mortgage industry for going on 18 years. Men and women apparel, as well as we open up a new fragrance line from Dubai. We sell out everywhere we go, as well as in the credit space. I see men on here that do that as well. I have individuals that are very good, and as well as providing the lines of credit. So anything that deals with real estate, investing, have traders who've been trading over 25, 35 years professionally. The Chicago Stock Exchange, and as it relates to different instruments as well, and private gold, diamonds, silver miners over in Tanzania as well as Zambia. To say, in addition to that, in the actual space of the EV charging stations, and as well as the solar farms. So if anyone, not just homeowners, but it's open to those who are in apartments now, as well as condos and Section 8 in the DMV in 14 states now as well. And if you're not in that space, even as a broker, there's residual income for you on both sides. Right now, we're in a crisis, as you see with the war. It's not going anywhere. You're going to pay your water, electric, gas every month. That's a necessity. So that being said, we could talk further, but those are a few things to do. I appreciate the opportunity from Shante as well as TK. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, Paul. We appreciate you having you, of course. So definitely reach out to Paul. He's a powerful person. He has a lot of resources, and just see how he's able to help you or make impact in your life as well. All right, Johnny Jones, our strategic partner here with Master Web Builders LLC. He's a master of a lot of things. He has a wide background. He's been an entrepreneur for many, many years. What he does is not just what's represented here on our meeting, but I'm going to let Johnny tell you about his entrepreneurship journey, what he does, and how he can impact your life now. Go ahead, Johnny, take it away.
So one thing that I love is I love helping business owners. And the reason why I connect with Shante so quickly and TK was because we both had a vision of helping entrepreneurs when they first got started having resources to know where to go. But the problem is there's no one person that does everything. And so what I love about this format is I can meet people all day that actually do something I don't do, but helps my customers, that helps me look good. And so if you're a business owner, there are three key things that you should have in place. Proper financing. There's a lot of people on here that do that, right? I don't do that, but there's a lot of people that do that. There is proper tax advice. There are a lot of people on here that do that. I don't do that, but they do that. But then there's also proper legal advice. And that is what I focused on. And so one thing that I understand is most people try to get by. Even if they have attorneys on retainer, they try to get by because if you the question I typically ask them when they have a retainer is how much do you use them for everything? And I have yet to have a person that has an attorney on retainer that uses them for everything. So we fill in the gaps. So we cover the things your attorney doesn't do, meaning that if you pay them three, four, five, $700 an hour, but you don't ask them to do X, those little things are the things that harm businesses far bigger than the big things. We're usually prepared for big, but not for little. And so our company can actually help you with those little things. And it's what really makes it feel good to me is that I've talked to many. I don't want to just tell you to get legal shield. I want to actually understand who you are, what you do, why you do it, what are your goals and your dreams, and then I can match you to a plan that makes the most sense for what you do. I've been doing this for 17 plus years now, and I love what I do. My daughter always tells me I need to take a vacation. I said, for what? Well, I'm gonna take a vacation. I don't need to take a vacation. I love what I do. And once I understand what you do, then many of you will find out that I will be calling you or somebody will be calling you on behalf of me because I've talked about you. I talk about everybody who I understand what you do to everybody I meet. And I'm meeting business owners every day. So if you're working in the business space, I've given referral to many people on here right now, at least 4 or 5 people on here right now that I know that I can see on here right now. I've asked somebody to call you. And so with Legal Shield, it gives you the ability to have something in place until you can have a retainer where you can have an attorney that does everything for you. We can fill in the gaps, whether it's I have businesses in other states, my only attorney only works in Maryland, or whether it is I don't understand this, I'm not going to call an attorney for $700 an hour to open up a letter and write a letter. Well, then we can still do all of those needs and fill all those needs that you need until you get to the point where you don't need it anymore. But guess what? We have a lot of multi-million-dollar businesses and still have my service because even though they have attorneys on retainer, money counts. The more money, it's not how much money you make in this world, it's how much money you keep. And we're helping more businesses keep more money in their pockets. With that, I'll give it back to you, Shante.
Thank you so much, Johnny. Love you. I told you you're like my ace spoon coon. You do all the things that I don't do, so I'm happy to have you here and to be of service to us and to help others as well. Thank you. Angela, I don't think Angela's made it on yet, but she will be joining us shortly. What we're going to do is circle back around later after our key speakers speak. But Angela is a very big powerhouse for us. She helps people with grants, more on the nonprofit side, sponsorships for your business. So she is award winning. I can go on for days about her. She's worked with public television, in the White House, so on and so forth. So she is a great resource. So if you do want to learn more about her, her website is actually in our drop down resources bar in our website that we have online. But this is her website, gracegrants.com. She is one of our 2 grant partners. We have a grant partner that also specializes in federal grants and for-profit grants. So we had a meeting about that. She did speak on our December webinar. So you can go back to our website or go to our YouTube channel. So if you do are interested in obtaining federal grants, you could directly reach her from the information on that webinar. And she's also a resource on our website. Thank you so much. So that is Angela Terrell. And Janine is our other person and provider. So Joseph, I don't think he's here yet. Danielle, do you want to speak for your husband? Joseph is a great resource. He actually spoke on our last webinar last month into regards to helping people with their savings and merchant solutions. So, if you're a service provider that uses Square, PayPal, or you have a product that you're selling on a regular basis, sometimes you use Cash App, Venmo. He is the person you want to talk to. He makes it efficient, he makes it affordable. He also taught us last month how to apply it to digital currency. So we know the wave of the future is going to Bitcoin, other tokenizations, and so on and so forth. He's also already ready to help businesses to be able to move forward with that as well. So you can be paid in tokens, so you can be paid in Bitcoin, and it work for you and your business efficiently. So his contact information is here. If he's not even though he's not able to make it just yet, please reach out to him. He'll be a great resource for you. And if you have any information on customizing what you already have, I was talking to somebody that I know people have Toast, they have other forms, Clover, devices. You still want to talk to them to see how he can help you. All right,
Yes.
so moving right along, Damian Ramos. He was the other person that spoke on our webinar last month. Please reach out to him. I believe, Johnny, you were asking me about him earlier. We had a powerful session last month on how to get your business advertised in Web3. So Web3 is the wave of the future. TK, you can just give an overview for Damon, how people can reach him and participate with what he's doing.
Yeah, this is my passion. I started in 2010. I don't know what you want to call it. I was making videos on YouTube, training people. And that was before influencers even existed. So that's how I ended up meeting Damien, because someone who followed me back from 2010 when I was teaching, I started teaching in cryptocurrency, then I started teaching on gold and silver, and then I moved into long-term planning. But someone who followed me in 2010 basically introduced me to Damien. Now, Damien creates cryptocurrency courses that are CBTs. So if you're not familiar with a CBT, it's an online course. You just follow a tutorial and answer questions, right? And they make it more interactive. So it's a lot more fun to learn cryptocurrency through a program like that, because you do it at your own pace. So that's why we partnered with Damien, because a lot of people don't take the time to learn what's ahead of the curve. They wait until the curve slaps them in the face, and then they find out that they should have took it serious. It happens all throughout history. When we talk about the cycle of money, when they first introduced credit cards in 1950 with the diner's card, everybody said that's fake money, that's a scam. And now there's not one person on the planet, unless you live in a third world country, that doesn't have a credit card. Same thing when they introduced the internet. The internet, no one understood it. That's a scam. That's not going to be future. There's not one person in the world that doesn't use the internet. So my point is, they don't never ask your permission, and they don't care whether you understand technology. What they do is they roll out the next iteration, and then you either get on the back end or you get on the front end, but they don't ask you whether you understand it or not. So Damien breaks down cryptocurrency because tokenization is the next iteration. Paper currency cannot sustain itself in the world that we live, with everything going on and politically. It's just not possible. There's a hole in the dam the size of Texas. So because of BRICS and because of global pressures, they're fighting to see who's going to sit at the head of the table. That's really what's going on in the Middle East right now. So you think that you're not affected, you think that has nothing to do with you, but the truth is, the next iteration, Trump already created the Sovereign Wealth Fund in 2025. The Sovereign Wealth Fund is Bitcoin, it's gold, and it involves a basket of currencies. So if you're not familiar with the fact that America can't print, the printing press can't go on forever. And if you don't know the petro agreement with Saudi Arabia, and how in our society we're only able to exist because of the fact that the printing press from the oil. So that's an economic class that I won't get into, but Damien breaks it down. Shantae?
Thank you so much, TK, for breaking that down for us. Yeah, that's very important. It's relevant to today. Thank you so much. And I will say, before I left my full-time position in national banking as a business relationship specialist, one of the things that they were training on us before I left banking was Fedcoin. So they were already preparing us on how to get paid in Fedcoin, how we're going to roll it out and introduce it to our clientele. So that's very important to know. So definitely Damien's information's here. He has a whole class, CPT course. People ask me all the time, how can I learn about it? Always say I believe in diversification of portfolio. You should have your eggs down in one basket and don't be scared of something. Just learn how it works. All right.
Can
Thank you
you
so
drop
much,
his
TK.
information in the chat for me?
Yeah, TK, can you do that for Johnny, please?
I
Thank you.
appreciate that so much.
All right, and don't forget Johnny. He's also on our website as
I'm
well.
looking at it right now, but I don't see
Oh,
what I
okay.
want. So that's why I'm asking him to drop what he got in there.
Yes, we got it. So yeah. So George is said he's still on the way, but George is our capital partner. He has his own podcast called The Common Self, A Common Sense William, a Millionaire. He is the author of Common Sense Millionaire, and he comes from government as well, but he focuses on taxation and business consulting as it relates to taxes. That's his primary focus, but he's still in the government space. So he's another great resources, especially in relation to what we're going to talk about today. So feel free to reach out to George. Brings over 40 years of experience. He is totally acclimated. I could go on and on, but check out the Common Sense Millionaire. Look it up on YouTube. He's also a co-host on our national radio station. He talks once a week. That information will be there as well. But please reach out to George. He's a great resource of ours, and he'll be able to give you more information. All right, so before we get to us, just want to make sure we let all of our media partners, we will have another session at the very end. So for people that do want to stay on, we'll let other people introduce themselves and talk about what they do. But I did see Maria in the audience. If you just want to give us a quick minute about she's our underfunding company. Tell us who you are, the company you represent, and what you do and how you help people every day.
Okay. That you have, that you've presented thus far. My name is Maria Parker. I have my founder and CEO of Green Bank Funding. We got started back in, well, actually 2018, as just to help businesses with their funding needs. I actually started with commercial. I took a commercial program when I was first introduced to LinkedIn around 2009. And they were, teaching us how to, find these clients who are looking for funding, for these, 20, $30 million deals, which sound great, at the time. However, you can get some of those deals done, but it can be difficult. And, you have to really learn, the ins and outs of how all that comes together. And I just, thought to myself, why don't I try to help, the smaller businesses that, may be more in need of that type of service. Actually got involved with real estate and just learned how to first be a bird dog and then, actually put deals together. Got enough nerve to work with what we call FSBO, for sale by owner deals. And that just led me, just into, because there was a big shift back in 2008, if anybody remembers that. But it was a big shift back then. And so that's what kind of, took me more into the funding space. I was also a collateral auditor for about almost 20 years. And that's where I would do these audits for banks and financial institutions. And I kind of learned more about how, some businesses were struggling, because what I did was surprise visits, checking on their goods and services, usually high ticket items that they would owe the bank for, and I would be that person that would report that information. But I'm glad to be here. Really, like I said, soaking up everything. I do have contracts with different bank and non-bank institutions that can help businesses. Because this was a government contracting platform today, I did speak with one of my banking contacts who works directly in that space. And what they do is they help the businesses when they obtain the contract, and now they need the funds, to fulfill it. And what she recommends is helping them get a line of credit. So if anybody's interested in, if they're just starting up, they won their bid, now they need payroll, they need to, whatever the product, goods or services that they need to provide, I can refer you to someone. And that's what I love, is referring business back and forth. She's with, major bank, so I can, share that information. I love to share information, even if it's not something that I'm going to be personally compensated for. As long as it's helping someone, that's what I'm more concerned with. So again, I kind of jumbled all over the place, but glad to be here and glad to be a part of this conversation today, for sure. Thank you.
Thank you for having you, Maria. You're a great resource to us and everybody else. So please reach out to her. Maria, please put your information in the chat so people can reach back out to you as well. Okay. So
Great.
now we're going to go ahead and get started with our speakers, because we're just running a little late today. I'm still going to make sure when we go into our question and answer and free forum, where we allow other people in the audience to ask questions and to introduce themselves and their business. We have a couple other people we do want to make sure they get a chance to talk about what they do, because they are also resources. We would be here all day. We have about 35 resource partners. So we just want to make sure at least you get a core understanding of what we offer, what we do. You can always go back to our websites. Most of our core, we have a resource drop down where people are on the website, where you can go directly to their websites. And to find pretty much anything you need is in-house. So you have a lot of people to reach out to. So I'm going to go to first. Roderick Johnson. He's going to be our first 5-minute speaker. Roderick is going to lead us up to making sure we get the information in regards to government contracting. And I'm going to let him tell you who he is, his position at Eagle Bank. He does to help small businesses or large scale or medium sized businesses every day within his regional, what he does within the region. He also can help people. It doesn't matter if you don't live around here. We're here to help people. We have services that can help in anywhere all over the United States. But he's going to give us information and knowledge that can empower us today. So go ahead, Roderick, take it
All right.
away. And he also has great experience in government contracting as well. Go ahead.
All right. Good evening, everyone. My name is Roderick Johnson. I go by Rod Johnson. I am the first vice president of SBA lending at Eagle Bank at headquarters in Bethesda, Maryland. Our territory covers from West Virginia up to Pennsylvania. As it relates to government contracting, what we do at Eagle is provide what we call mobilization costs for government contractors. Okay. And if you don't know what mobilization costs are, typically, the company wins that new contract and they need to bring on people, buy laptops, buy cell phones, and other things to get the contract mobilized. And we use the SBA 7A program to do that, as well as the SBA's working capital program, providing a line of credit. So at Eagle Bank, we like to say our vault doors are wide open, and they really are, for local, growing, and profitable companies. Now, the other hat that I wear, I am the CEO of RLJ Financial Consultants. And actually, I work in all the states throughout the United States, providing business insurance, key man life insurance, cybersecurity insurance, which is important when you're a government contractor, cybersecurity insurance, business liability, professional liability, key person life insurance. I offer all of those products specifically to federal government contractors. If you are a certified business enterprise in Washington, D.C. I work with several certified business enterprise when they win that contract from DC government. And DC government has like a plethora of insurances that you need for them to actually be able to get awarded that contract. Well, I have a specialty in working with CBE in Washington, D.C. Now, the way to reach me is at 240-997-4024. And that number can actually reach me to talk about what I'm doing at Eagle Bank when I'm providing mobilization costs for that new federal government contract you won, or for the DC government contract that you won. You could also reach me at that number. And I do look forward to speaking with you. My information is actually in the chat.
Thank you so much, Roderick. Love having you here today. And thank you for all your resources. And he's also a direct partner of ours at First Financial Security. So we can work together to help your business in so many different ways. So I'm thankful to have him here. You're a great resource. And I hope you guys took the information. So this can also help you on your contracting journey as well. Okay. Thank you.
It's also on the website.
Yeah, absolutely. So last and not least, this is the exciting part of the day. I hope we did all the preliminaries to get you wound up so that you can be ready to receive our featured speakers for today. I'm looking forward to 2026. I think there's some great things we can do. You know, for those of us that are in the DMV, we already know contracting is a way of life. So I just had somebody ask me today about, there's a lot of people that don't really understand, how it works, how you get into it, how you structure it. So I've been working with contractors since the last 20 something years I've been living here. So here we are. So I'm going to introduce, you guys could decide how you're going to do it because I know it's two of you that's going to be working together and talking. But I have Phil Jenkins and Paris, and you guys can go ahead and take it away. And you can share your screen. I'm going to stop sharing so you can do your presentation as well.
Absolutely. Very nice to meet you guys. Very nice to meet you guys. I am Phil Jenkins, the co-founder of the GovConWay, and I have my partner here with me, Paris, who is the founder of the GovConWay.
How's it going?
As we have together over 10 years of experience and over 500 to 600 awards awarded and completed with the DLA. Now, we understand that when individuals are looking to get into the market of government contracting, they always run into the service side of government contracting. When there is a entirely easier side of government contracting that is kind of tailored towards beginners. When you're thinking about the service side of government contracting, you got to think about that 60 to 90 page request for proposal. You got to think about, if you don't handle the work yourself, you got to think about subcontractors. It's a lot that goes into that entire process. On our end, we just sell products directly to the government from our small businesses. So we do not need to hire a third party to handle any work for us. We do not have a 60 to 90 page request for proposal process. We only have a 1-page bid sheet that's about 10 questions long. And once we complete that sheet, we place that bid. So the service side may be doing probably 5 to 10 bids a month, but we're doing 25 to 50 a day. So that's why the win rate on our side is a lot higher. And we've created a consulting firm and a mentorship-based community to help individuals win their first contracts within the first 30 days of bidding with us, only because we do not sell courses on our end. With government contracting, it takes a bit more than a course to make someone successful. It takes a bit more than a course to be able to scale your business, build relationships on both ends of the field with the government and also manufacturers and distributors who you are supposed to get those products from to resell to the government. So all around the board, we help from A to Z. And every individual that enters our community, we have hands-on training with them. Every meeting that we have face-to-face, just like this via Zoom and recorded. So if we're teaching individuals how to build relationships, you're sharing your screen with us, and we're telling you what to implement in each and every slot and why, so you understand the process from a visual standpoint. We are all visual learners here. We want to see how this actually works. Instead of reading the course, now we got a million questions. We want to walk you through the entire process. Even after winning that government contract, you need to know what all post-award administration looks like. You want to know how to get that product over to you, and you want to know how to understand every section of your contract. And we walk you through that process because compliance is key here. Winning a government contract is the easiest part of our process. Executing it is what your company relies on. And if you do not understand that contract or the methods that they're giving you to package, label, and ship, just so you can preserve certain products, they may have shelf lives or critical application items. You package those the wrong way, you're going to get hit with discrepancies, lowering your company score. Once that company score is low enough, it's going to be hard to win contracts based on that past performance. So we start individuals off looking like large organizations, even though you're a small business. We want to help you understand every section of that contract so you're using the right packaging material, you're labeling correctly, and that score stays high so they can consistently give you contracts based on that trust, execution, and compliance. So every step of that contract, we walk individuals through their first, 5 or 10 contracts, just so they understand the entire process, no matter what solicitation they look at. Now you're just out here bidding like crazy. Go ahead. So a lot of individuals that enter our community win contracts within their first 30 days, and we walk them through the entire process. So it's all rinse and repeat. Relationship building, data collection, templates that you can provide to the government when they come reaching out for information. So that way you can address them correctly to be awarded that contract. So there is no part of this process that is left in question. You get to see the entire thing. And we do meet weekly with all of our members. That way we're having weekly meetings on execution, new updates. We have an open Q&A for all of our members so everyone gets to see the milestones they're going to hit from beginners to experienced contractors to understand how to execute when you get there. And we are all like family. So we're like 24-hour support in our community. There are over 50 to 100 contractors that are experienced enough because me and Paris have worked with them hand in hand to where now our chat is like 24-hour support. You ask a question, they'll beat us to it. We are all like family here. We hold each other up and we all give out information because we all want to win together. And P, I'll let you knock out a deeper part of this aspect as well. I'll chime back in a second.
Absolutely. What's going on? How y'all doing out there? So I am the founder, Paris. I'm a military veteran. I served 8 years in the Navy, DMV area. I'm all too familiar with Norfolk, the 7 cities. We actually have a webinar, well, no, a conference coming up in DC this Friday until Sunday for our government contract community. So yeah, we have about 270 government contractors that from all walks of life. You have people who we literally has taken from zero to hero, and we have people who came in and they already understood business, which made our process a lot easier. Now, we don't have any problems with the service contractors. I know Philip came on, he was just slinging bows like
It's
we
not
love
like
our service contractors, I promise you do. But our process is it's really simple. We've made a lot of mistakes in this industry starting out. And for me, being a veteran, I just didn't know. I had no idea that on the other side, there was a civilian selling these items to us. My background is in engineering. Even in the military, I was a gas turbine systems technician in the Navy. And I was in charge of procurement. I was a purchasing officer, and I made sure all the maintenance and everything was done, but it didn't make sense at the time because I'm like, okay, well, we just order these items for maintenance, whether it's preventative or what you have not. And we will order these from the depot. But I didn't know that civilians were sending these to the depot. So when I got out the military, it was like a full circle moment because now I pivoted into pharmaceuticals. So I was building MRI and NMR machines, and it clicked. I was like, oh man, I think we can sell this stuff to the government. And then I watched a movie called War Dogs, which you all may be familiar with. And it was kind of like, I wanted to reverse engineer so I don't end up in a federal penitentiary like they did. And I needed to figure out how to do this the right way. So me and Philip, we partnered up. Good thing me and Philip actually went to high school together. And we traded together. We did a lot of stuff together. So I felt like this would be the perfect partner to go into this with. And yeah, we messed up big time. Early on, we messed up so much to the point where I thought it was going to be a War Dogs Part 2 coming out soon. Um, But yeah, we made it. We made it for sure. So now we have about 270 government contractors in the community. Everyone is doing extremely well. And we decided to actually come up with our own software to help your whole process. And that's what I'm going to share with you all this evening to show you all the entire pipeline, how you can find the opportunities, CRM as far as collecting data, building relationships, so on and so forth. So I'm gonna share my screen. Let me know if you all see my screen here. So welcome to the Bidway. Now you guys are the first ones to see it. We haven't put this out here yet. This is your full high level overview of government contracting from the product space. So I'm going to go directly into opportunities. So those of you who are familiar with product sales or government contracting, they put out roughly well above 30,000 solicitations, i.e. contracts a month. So, and these are various federal supply classes or industries. So when you think of federal supply classes, these are all the things that the government is looking to purchase, right? A plethora of different things, you name it, toiletries, pharmaceuticals, aviation, medical supplies, they purchase all of this. So what we teach our community is how to find the opportunity, how to build the relationships. That's most important. So here we see all the opportunities that's out there. Let me pull this down. And let's just say I wanted to go with commercial off-the-shelf items. All of these items, I can go online for the most part and find pricing online. I can preview the solicitation and I can add this to my actual pipeline. So let's just say I received a quote on this item and I decide, you know what, I want to go ahead and bid on this thing. So this is my now pipeline. I see the opportunity. I see that, historically, how much they purchased previously back in February 13th, 2026. The government purchased this for $594, right? I see preservation method. I see packaging requirements. I even see that I can follow up with the contract officer once I bid on this contract. I see who the contracting officer is. Aside from that, I can now go ahead and quote this thing. So add my quote. I can put this in. Let's say I get this for $60 each. Add that to my pipeline. I accept that. Now I can do an actual informal cost breakdown, right? I can see what my packaging materials is, labor, administrative labor, taxes, shipping, so on and so forth. And I can mark this thing up. So let's just say I want to mark this up 30%. It automatically equates everything and tells me what I need to bid on this contract. So there we go. We're going to bid at, let's see, $78 each. So come here, submit my bid. It's automatically transferred over, confirm my submission. Congratulations, you submitted your bid. Let's say I won this contract. Contract number goes here, confirm my win. Now I go to full pipeline. So I've been awarded already. Now I can do my purchase order, which we can do here as well. We can do purchase orders. We can print labels. We can do everything from this site here. Mark orders placed, even shipped. You can enter shipping details, tracking, serial numbers, method, whether it's UPS, FedEx, priority, overnight, second day. We can do all of that from here. And then, yeah, just a full pipeline as well as market intelligence, right? So now you may ask, okay, well, if the government is buying all this stuff, how do I know what to bid on? Well, in accordance with this, all of these different industries has been on the upwards trend. So it would behoove us to maybe dive into these industries, right? And we can see which manufacturers are bidding direct and who's not bidding direct. Now, this is the leverage play. Me being a veteran, my company is registered as a service disabled veteran owned small business. So if I decide, you know what, I want to deal with Daimler Truck North America and see what they have out there, I can dive into this company and see if they have my set aside. If they're not a veteran owned small business, then they probably going to need a company like mine to bid on these contracts and win them, right? Rolls-Royce Corporation. Most people don't even know Rolls-Royce. They think it's about vehicles and things like that. I used to build their engines. So, of course, I know that the runway is where they do all their marketing, right? So it would behoove me to build a relationship with Rolls-Royce if I want them to build me a custom color, and then once I generate so much revenue for them. And this is how you can find the opportunities. So, yeah, we've built a full high level overview of everything government contract related, as well as full CRM software. And I'll take it a step further. Those of you who are in the contracting space, I can come here and now I can search for contracting officers. So let's say I have a great relationship with Shanita. I actually do. I can search all the contracts she got out there. Every contract right here, and each contracting officer, I think they have to award a minimum of 25 contracts a month. So if I
25.
have a relationship with her, guess what? I can just reach out to her and say, "Hey, Shanita, I bid it on this contract, this heater train." And she can look at it. Of course, it can't be no colluding. She can't just single me out and give it to me, right? She have to actually do her due diligence, make sure the bid and everything makes sense, because her job is to save the government money. So if my bid is make the most sense, I have traceability stating that I'm getting it directly from the manufacturer and everything aligns, bam, awarded. And now I get back into project fulfillment. So this is what we do. This is what we offer: full-blown mentorship from A to Z, teaching you how to enter this space, SAM.gov registration, finding the opportunities, building the relationships, understanding how to bid, margin, spreads, markups, historical data, post-award administration, really diving into government packaging data, invoicing, shipping, the whole nine. We teach every aspect of government contract, well, product sales, that is. So
And from a basic standpoint, just from everyone here, this is literally relationship building at its finest. The government is putting out these solicitations, about 30,000 of them a month. And we're just leaving money on the table because a lot of those expire and they still go unfulfilled. What Paris talked about that was very important is the relationship side of it. I walk a lot of those down myself. If it's expired, 9 times out of 10, we need to see how long this thing has been expired. That means everybody else quote may be expired with it. If I find it, build the relationship, get the product, I can go ahead and reach out to that contracting officer with something that they can actually use. Proof of the relationship and everything. And that's kind of how we maneuver through the market. And, we see average spreads a lot, but there are times where we hit crazy home runs where we know it was kind of too good to be true, and it actually was. And not too good to be true, but it was actually true and too good at the same time. So, I'll even give an example of a contract I just won. And it's not me price gouging. It's not me overcharging. It was just based on the circumstances. And I just fulfilled a contract day before yesterday. And I don't care what it is. I'm going to get my hands on it. And there were tiny little light bulbs called incandescent lamps. And I bought those light bulbs for $32 and sold it back to the government for $8,600. And again, it's not me, doing anything crazy. I do my due diligence. I'll reach out to these manufacturers. I jump on the phone with them. I build relationships. I need to be the only one selling this product for you. Let's do a deal. Let's go ahead. That way, when you reach out to them, they ain't talking to you. They talking to me. And when I found that manufacturer, they were going out of business. Government didn't even know. Did not. And they forwarded me to a smaller warehouse because they were closing the larger ones, they quoted me 80 cents per light. And we like to look at the historicals. You got to know what the government has been purchasing this product for to know where you can come in on your price, see how big of a spread it was. So they're just having a everything must go sale and quoted me 80 cents per light. And I went back to the solicitation and saw the last person sold it for $218 per light.
Jesus.
Now I'm not about to you hear a lot of people online, market it up 20%. No. Why would I do that from 80 cents if somebody just sold it for $218? I'm not going like that. And I like to keep the market high because if I do want to come back around, I'm going to get the same type of profit. So I bid it $3 less than the last person, $215. And I'll give you a bit more information. They were winning for the last 5 years at 200. They were winning for the last 5 years at $218. I knew they were going to bid the same price on the 6th year. You got too comfortable. I went $3 less than them, won that contract. And I didn't want anybody to do the same research I did, so I bought the rest of their stock out. Anytime the government can award that contract, it only goes to me. But we teach individuals how to maximize the potential of every relationship. So they're a manufacturer. 9 times out of 10, manufacturers make multiple products. I reverse engineered and found out everything the government wanted from them, and I bought that out too. And in the process of buying and selling, it was me building a relationship. Now, hey, you guys are going out of business. Go ahead and write me that authorized distributor letter. I need to go ahead and build the trust with the government now. Because now when they know when you're working with their authorized source, they can trust you in the integrity of all the products you're selling to them. So now anytime they want anything that manufacturer has, I bought it all out. I'm basically the manufacturer right now. And I ain't made a thing myself. Ain't got no manufacturing equipment at all. So no, there are a ton of opportunities, and there are opportunities out there where we don't leave anything on the table. We'll take 10, 15%, especially if you have net 30 relationships. We're not paying for it anyway.
Well, we do have a question in the chat. They want you to talk about so there's talk about both sides. There's an affiliate side where we are going to integrate you into our website, and people can find your information there because that's how we do business. But talk a little bit about the levels that you come in at. That's what the question is.
The cost to participate in your program to help people that are trying to get into the space.
Absolutely. So we're not the fact that we do offer hands-on one-on-one mentorship, we didn't want to do like this like funnels. Like, most of these online gurus, they have these click funnels and all this stuff that's going on. So everyone comes in at the same tier, and that's the hands-on mentorship. So with our mentorship, we charge $3,500, and that's hands-on. Um, up until you're ready to take the training wheels off. So you may get about 4 contracts in and you have access to us, and then you may be like, you know what, I'm good. I know what I'm doing, right? So our family, and we're big on that. My military veterans here, they know how we really go about camaraderie and how we treat our service members as family, right? Because when we deployed, that's all we had. So our community is just like that. Everyone is family. So most people stick around, and that's why you're not going to hear people saying anything bad about the community or bad about our mentorship, because at the end of the day, you will be talking about your family member. And that's just not nothing you would want to do. So yeah, it's just a little bit different, and it's not traditional. I do want to say that. Of course, we are all professionals, but once you enter our house, it's like we can have a shot online to celebrate each other winning contracts, right? We can let our hair down. It's just kind of like Planet Fitness, right? No judgment, judgment-free zone. That's what our house is like. So when it comes to the family, we're real big on that, real big on camaraderie. We have annual meetups. This is our first annual. We just started actually putting this information out there June of last year. So we were kind of like gatekeeping. I'm gonna be honest. We was doing it for a good 5, 6 years, and nobody knew. So when you saw us in person, what do you do for a living? Oh yeah, I teach stock options, or I'm a mechanical engineer. Never talked about government contracting until Mr. Phillip here. He got me off my butt. I was getting comfortable. I was doing really really well in government contracting, and he was talking about some guys online that say they do what we do. And I got on Instagram for the first time, and I see it was a bunch of smoke and mirrors, and I was like, you know what? If you're serious, post one video talking about government contracting. He posted a video, and I quit my job that same day. And we doing this government contract thing full time now.
You know what? That's a perfect segue because I'm gonna be honest with you. Public facing, asking 5Ws, talking to entrepreneurs as my customer base. This is a secret. Like in the Black community, especially, people gatekeep. And then there's that crab in a barrel where, instead of helping each other move up, we compete against each other. So when it comes to government contracting, like we've even gone to other government contracting classes where we reached out to the teachers and said the same thing we said to you. And they got bougie and was like, yeah, no. So I'm gonna be honest with you, when it comes to government contracting, how, the why, that's what people keep close to the cuff.
Absolutely. Absolutely. No, it sucks that when people hear about government contracting, like Phil said earlier, the first thing they navigate to is service contracts. Meanwhile, I probably wouldn't have never known about this industry had I not did it while I was in the government, while I was in the military. So a lot of people don't know about procurement or selling products to the government. Most people automatically navigate towards services, and then it's kind of oversaturated, the service industry. Products, not at all. it's no ceiling. There's literally no ceiling to what you can do in this industry. I'll take it a step further, and I will share my screen one last time, Phil. I'm gonna show you someone in our community. I'll just go to our site and let's see, Cage Code Analyzer. So this gentleman is in our community. And once we analyze the cage code, we can see exactly what this company has done, since they've been in government contract and it's looking here and it's still pulling data. They brought in about 19 million in sales. Now, of course, that's gross revenue. And once you have a person's cage code, as you all know, this is, it's like your government social. You can't run from it. You can't lie about it. The information is public, right? But yeah, it's crazy. It's literally no ceiling. And he was doing this part-time. He was doing this part-time. So yeah, you can come in and what you put in is what you're going to get out. It's not a get rich quick situation. It's not none of that. Fully scalable, fully operations that you're going to be running. And our job is to actually teach you how to go from zero to hero. So that's what we have.
I have two questions. These are questions I get from clients all the time. So, with my first question, so we have a lot of federal workers that have been laid off. They're out of work. They may have 20 to 30 years of experience doing what they do working for the federal government, but they can't find a job outside of federal government that maybe makes sense for them or sustainable. So we're helping them like with starting their LLCs, their businesses, so on and so forth. So they are interested in getting into contracting space. Now, because of their situation, they may not be able to afford $3,500 just to start off the bat. So, is there any path forward for them where they can still, like, whether it's a percentage of their contract or anything like that? Do you have a path forward for people that want to do it, but maybe don't have the $3,500 today?
Yeah, so we offer payment arrangements. We definitely, and I'm gonna be honest, the price is way higher. We dropped it to 35 just so that, everyone can have access to this
It's a
this
good
dream,
price. Trust
right?
me, I know.
So yeah, definitely we offer payment arrangements, payment plans. We work with everyone. We don't want the financial burden to be a reason why you can't have access to this information or the community or the dream. So yeah, we definitely work with everyone and try to get them in the community. But
That's
as far
awesome.
as
But I
contract,
will,
oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I know you go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to
I was
cut
going to say, as far as contracts, we don't, our business model is not to, and, take percentages of someone contracts.
you. Mhm.
If anything, we have created semi-passive income off funding their contract. So not invoice factoring, but purchase order factoring is what we've been doing. So when you win a contract on this space, it's a little bit different because you first have to send a purchase order to your OEM or original equipment manufacturer. And what if you don't have the funds to do that? So that's where the community comes in. So you can put the opportunity out there and, let's say you need $15,000 to purchase your material. So that's where we come in and we help you with the purchase order factoring. Once you deliver that to the government, you get paid out a net 30, sometimes net 15, depending on the type of contract. And then you pay us once you get paid out. So that's the only thing we do as far as purchase order factoring, but we don't take percentages of contracts and things like that. I tried it early on with family members, didn't work too well. And all of you all know how that goes when you try to, bring your family and put your family on and stuff like that. It never goes as planned. So yeah, we nipped that in the bud real early.
Also, I've heard quite a few individuals in here talking about, how they help and lend to government contractors. We would definitely love to sit down and talk with you guys because we have contractors that win contracts at a crazy rate. We have an aggressive bidding method. So we have individuals who have won over 20 contracts the first month of them bidding, but they over leveraged. So now they won all those contracts, but they don't have the money to fulfill all of them. So we are looking for individuals that do purchase order funding, more so than invoice funding. These individuals need the funds prior to purchasing those products, the funds to purchase those products, resale to the government, and then pay back. That's exactly what we're looking for as a community. We do what, over $500,000 to $1 million a month as a community in contracts. We need help because they're beating the brakes off of me in Paris because we are the lenders.
They come
So
directly to us every time. We're like, oh
every
my God.
time. You know,
It's like you
so
want your people to win contracts, but you know the next message is going to be, so can I borrow? It's like, oh
mhm,
my God.
yes. So we
Well,
are.
we can definitely help you with that. Can you guys put some information in the chat in terms of how they can reach out to you? We don't have that on the slide. Or
Yeah.
Shante, do you have a
Paul,
slide?
Paul, no, Paul was gonna also, they can put their information and then Paul's supposed to put the link in the chat as well too. So that's another way as well. So everybody will have a way to contact. We will send follow-up emails after the meeting today. I want to make sure we get all the questions answered because this is very important. You know, we want people to, if somebody on this call is really interested in participating or can get a space, we want to make sure they get whatever they need. I do have another question. So the first question, I will say Paris. I worked with these people for 20 years. You are, trust me, affordability, you're underrated. I already know. So most people pay 5,000 and up to even try to get access to this. And they don't even get near the level of the mentorship of what you guys are giving today. I've lived in DC for a long time and it's always this kind of hidden secret or you got to work with somebody that's already doing it, blah, blah, blah. And it's still not the same level of mentorship of how you're walking people through. My next question is, I get a lot with people that say you have a lot of skills and expertise because of what you do. I work with a lot of service-based people too. So if you're service-based, and I know sometimes there's contracts according to certain services, can you explain on what's the opportunity there for people that might not have a skill set, a product per se, but is there a skill sets for contracting that could be turned into dollars to pay for those particular services?
So service contracts, like I said, is night and day. When you think of service contracting, it's more so what service can you provide to the government, whether it's janitorial, whether it's IT related, whether it's staffing, so on and so forth. When it comes to products, you don't need a skill set. You just need to understand how to navigate a computer, how to be organized, and how to find these opportunities. It doesn't require a skill. If you understand even spreadsheets, right? We have eliminated spreadsheets for Bidway. CRM, we've eliminated that, right? Um, so you don't need much. You just need to be a go-getter. You just need to want it because the opportunities are there, right? There's no ceiling. We're gonna put it right in front of you. Now, whether you go for it or not, that's solely up to you. We're gonna teach you how to fish for sure.
The question in the
Oh,
chat that says, do you teach how to get on the GSA schedule, or do you have some clients that get on the GSA schedule?
Great question. So we don't teach how to get on the GSA schedule because the application process is probably worse than the 8A with the SBA. Um, but once you're on the GSA schedule, I mean, they come directly to you to purchase these items. But with what we do in product sales, once you win contracts like IDPOs, indefinite delivery purchase orders, those are typically 5-year contracts, right? Similar to a GSA or an AIDC, an automated and indefinite delivery contract. Those are annual contracts. So the GSA schedule, I mean, we don't teach it. We don't really point people in a direction because we honestly feel like you don't need to be on a schedule until you reach a certain point of scale. Now you get into supply chain. Now you get into these type of things. Now you can dive into, filling out the app and going for your GSA.
All right, so we have a couple more questions in the chat, but I saw Danielle raise her hand first. So Danielle, go ahead. You can unmute yourself and ask your question, and we'll address the other question as well.
Okay, so I have experience doing the service side of it. The website, however, that you guys have developed is sam.gov incorporated in that so that you can actually submit a bid from there? Because I saw you do that
so
in
yeah.
sharing your screen.
So we don't touch sam.gov at all to submit
Okay.
bids or search for solicitations. Not at all. On the
Okay.
product side, we deal directly with the Department of Defense. That's where we do all of our bidding and all of our sourcing.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Sam.gov, we don't touch. The only thing we use sam.gov for is to register our companies and renew our registration once a year.
Got it. Okay.
All right, so we have another question from Tasha Johnson. She says she runs a mobile food and catering business. What steps does she need to become an approved vendor or for government or school events? Do you have an answer for that?
Absolutely. So, and just to reiterate, we deal directly with product sales. So if I was to think about a mobile food and catering business, we're the guys that's going to sell the burners. We're going to sell the plates and the cutlery and all that stuff. We're selling that to the government, not the service provided, if that makes sense. So we don't dive into service contracts, SAM.gov, or any of the service related contracts. Anything that's NAV Supply or NICO for Navy products, Department of Defense, it's typically just product sales.
And as
4 years. And I have a question in regards to that. So you obviously have a mentorship and training to teach people how to do that. So you can tell people how they can get acclimated. We did see in the chat a question they answered. You do have a web-based training, so you can tell people a little bit about your training and how that process goes as well.
Yeah, so first thing we like to do, we like to have you guys book a one-on-one session with us, the initial consultation, so we can really understand your goals, what you're trying to accomplish, and then we can have that one-on-one time to see if this could be a fit for you, right? Because just because this is another opportunity or a way to generate revenue, it may not be for you, right? And we like to be realistic with the goals and very intentional. Our community, like I say, is our safe space, right? So we're very particular on who we allow in the community. I had one gentleman, spoke with him. He said, "I'm gonna be honest with you, big bro. I have one foot in and one foot out." I'd say, "You might as well keep your foot on in over there." We ain't doing none of that over here. So yeah, we definitely want to have that one-on-one call with you to really see, how we can align everything to just make everything make sense for both parties. So we'll put our scheduling link so we can book your one-on-one to really talk with me and Philip to see how we can move forward and get you in the community. I saw someone ask, does it cost for the DC event when we come out there this weekend? No, it's for the community. These are everyone that's in our community. There's about 70 RSVPs, people that's flying from all throughout the United States, and we're just gonna have a good time. Friday is gonna be a mixer networking event for our community. Saturday is gonna be the actual the event, and then we're gonna do Top Golf that evening and dinner, and then Sunday we're gonna go bowling. So we're gonna enjoy DC for sure. I haven't been out there in a while.
Okay, can you please
I do,
put
I
that
do want to.
information in the chat so people know how to register for your event? I know me and Paul already talked about it, so we're definitely going to come out. But just please, for everybody else that may be interested, please put that in the chat as well. Bernard said, "Is there a charge for consultation?"
Absolutely.
Yes, there is a charge for there is a one-time payment for no, there's not a charge for the consultation. I'm sorry, I was about to go into something else, Pete. What were you about to say?
No, I was just answering the question. No, we don't charge for the consultation.
Not at all. Free consultation.
Okay.
Then
Now,
what was
Wanda
it?
also asked a question to you,
Wanda.
TK. Can you read that one
somebody
for us?
somebody asked before I went to Paul.
Oh, okay.
Someone asked, as an authorized distributor source, is it a requirement that we get a warehouse to house overflow materials? And that is a great question because some manufacturers will not deal with you if you do not have a warehouse space to safeguard and accept their products, especially due to size. So that is a great a way to go about it. But if you cannot afford a warehouse space, there are warehouses in your city or around your city that will let you rent it for like a day or two, so that way you can schedule pickups from there. There's a ways around everything. But when you're dealing with large manufacturers and you're wanting to scale up in that manner, you do want to have access to a warehouse. And there are warehouses out there with with smaller compartments, but they do accept palletized shipments, and that would qualify as a warehouse space for you. So that is a great question, yes. But you can still be a distributor without a warehouse. There are companies who don't sell huge items. They're selling small parts, things of that nature that you can probably house at home or in your garage or in a storage space. Because at the end of the day, when that contract comes in, we're ordering that product, packaging, labeling, and shipping, and getting it out within that first week. We ain't sitting on anything unless you've overdid it. And now you got a ton of stuff coming in. And I did want to also share that a lot of this process can be streamlined. If you don't want to see your products, if you don't want to touch your products, we do have relationships with government packaging facilities that will package, label, ship, and do your invoice and receiving reports for you. So you don't even have to see or touch your product.
Even better.
Yep.
That's great. So we have a couple other questions, but I do have one more question. So because this is going to be played back and shared with other people that weren't able to make it today. So I just want to make sure that the questions I know people always ask me, how long would you say on average? I know every situation is going to be different. So once somebody enters your program, how long does it take usually on average to see measurable results?
So that is case by case.
Yes.
We run competitions over here, right? I
Mhm.
was the first winner. I won my first contract in 22 days. Um, then we had a woman come in about a week or 2 weeks ago. Was that Jolene? I forgot her name. She won her first contract 2 days after placing her first bid. So nobody has been able to beat her yet. Um, there are individuals who've come in and won their first contract within 3 to 7 days. It just depends on how you bid. They don't know who you are. They don't know what you provide until you start bidding. So it's a case by case.
Okay, that's just good to know that that's even possible. I wouldn't even thought about that. So that's great. But we know it's case by case, so we don't get everybody's hopes up. It's going to be the same, but that's good to know. Do you see Wanda's question? I think Paris saw it, but she was asking if your system, she said your system seems like a sourcing mechanism for products. She wants to know if it's integrated with a government system that keeps the solicitations current. Is it capturing state, local, and federal opportunities?
Yeah, so we only capture federal opportunities. Um, it'll be kind of hard to collect all the data from all 50 states to get into the local and state opportunities, but all federal. And keep in mind, I've never dived or I never wanted to dive into state and local, right? Like I say, the federal, they put out over 30,000 solicitations on a monthly basis. So I guess, maybe my appetite isn't that big right now. Um, but no, it doesn't make sense. Once you get into product sales and the government side, a lot of things is just not going to make sense anymore.
Love
Thank you so
that.
much. So we have one more other question from Suna. It says, "How can I have a Bitway account?" She's just asking, how did she get in? So,
So we did y'all we this is the first time we actually put it out there. We haven't even launched yet. That's gonna be what we were talking about in the event here in DC. Yeah, we're gonna introduce Bidway. So you guys saw before our community saw it.
Wow, that's a first. So I
Yeah.
hope
I
you
was
guys get,
searching for it.
yeah, I was gonna say, I hope you guys got value and you understand how hard we work to try to bring you guys like power punches.
Hey, no, absolutely.
It's
okay,
so much,
so
Yeah.
it's so much value. I don't even think you guys, your brain can comprehend what you just heard.
this was good. So before, I know we got to look at time. We want to respect everybody's time tonight. Does anybody have any last minute questions? You don't have to type it in the chat. If you just raise your hand, we'll let you ask it very quickly. And then we'll keep moving on. But from what I see in the chat, just make sure you do log, they put their information in the chat to know how to reach them. Anybody that's on this call, we'll make sure you have a way to reach us. So through us, you will be able to have access to them as well. So we'll make sure everybody gets this information tonight. Any last
So,
questions for Phil or Paris? Go ahead.
not a question. I just want to say thank you to Phil and Paris and Shanika for making the connection. I'm here in Florida. For me to leave Florida, I'm flying up to meet these guys in advance. I was not coming nowhere near DC anytime soon. So I'm flying up there for these guys for this weekend. I was so intrigued. I was already in the space and have others. So I just want to let everyone know there's $30 billion set aside in small business for government contracts. That's just on the small business side. So the wealth is out there. Elon Musk, government contracts, the list goes on. You wonder how these buildings and high rises go up. But it's money that's given away. I have one friend in Philly. He, like Paris, was in the military. And this is what intrigued me and just kind of blew my mind. I think it was the military bought like all these computers. And then he told me they took it on the hill and they set them on fire. And this was Dick Cheney's group. So his money is blown away. I love the light bulb story. He had another one, Phil, but he got the light bulb for $1 and sold it for $1,100. So it's money that's being spent
I
for every
heard it
type of
all the time how they
quality
overprice things. I've heard it over the years. It's crazy what the government spends money on.
So yeah, thank
So
you guys.
now I brought it to you guys. So you hear it directly from the source. Please, I see people are already trying to get in contact. Please reach out to them, figure out how you can get into the space. If you're already in the space, how to revamp it. I have two questions real quick. Danielle, you can go first, and then Shantae. Shantae has a question as well.
Okay, so I just want to remind you this, I don't see the information for this weekend. Can
Oh
that be put in
yes,
the chat?
yes, the
So,
Because
seminar.
I
and
already
that's
booked my
we. So that's
consultation.
that's for the community.
Oh,
Ah,
oh,
see?
But we
sorry.
like because if we put it out there, like,
Sorry,
oh
sorry,
my
sorry.
God, no, I mean, a few of y'all can come. We're totally fine with
Okay,
that.
well,
But
Danielle's our partner. She's
yeah,
coming with
we did
me.
only
Okay.
because only because we all here together, so we
Well,
don't
I
mind having you
appreciate
all
it.
come. But definitely, if we was to put this information out there, I mean, yeah, there would have been hundreds and hundreds of people trying to come to
Yes.
the. Oh
So
yeah,
Danielle, she can go. She can go. So just a couple, if any elite you want to come from this meeting, let me
There's,
know if I can bring them
there's
as my
another
guest.
question. Yeah, reach out to us directly, and we'll put you in contact. Who is this? Someone raised their hand.
It
Well,
was me,
Shantae was first, and then
Tanta.
Shanika. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I just want to say thank you guys. I mean, I remember I used to work for Department of Energy. I'm from DC, and everybody had contracts, but there was one gentleman, and he won a computer contract, and all he sold was used computers, and he made millions. Waverly Bernay was his name. And but you guys just shared, and he has kept it under the cuff for years. I mean, this is back in the day. I'm just going to say. But at the end of the day, you just made it real. You kept it simple. But your software is amazing.
Thank you.
So I am really excited about your software. You made me want to do it. I have a person who works with me, my partner is on here right now, and she's so excited. I already know. And so now, because of you guys, I've been wanting to do it. I try to dibble and dabble in the PPE and all that craziness. But people were charging a lot of money and not giving the value, or they charge you and then they don't show up. And there's so much, but your reputation, you guys, GovCon, you guys have been around. And I remember you guys have been through awards for a couple of years. And so I remember looking in, but I couldn't figure it out. So the system that you have and what you just showed to be able to go in and pull it up and actually see those people, it was just too much for me, the research. So what you just compiled, like it's an AI generation, right? What people are doing now, what you just built with that is it condenses the work. So it takes away the threat and the fear and the overwhelming feeling. So I know I said a lot, but I just want to say yes. Thank you.
you're
Yeah,
Thank you.
welcome.
kudos
I'm
to you guys.
I'm sharing my screen right now, giving y'all some insight on what happens inside of our community, and this is
Mm,
just you're able to
Turn up every
see
day. Turn up
every
every day.
day. People are literally winning contracts. Congratulations galore.
wow. Oh, look
And
at that. So yeah,
yeah,
I'm gonna be a part like that right there. Yeah, that would be me. I'd be like,
yeah.
yeah, that part. Awesome. Okay, I'm gonna mute my mic.
All right,
Thank you.
Thank
Shanika,
you.
we
Thank you.
do have one more person. Shanika, do you want to unmute yourself and ask your question?
I didn't have a question. I just wanted to say thank you guys for sharing this great information, and I can't wait to be a part of the community.
You go. You're welcome. You're
You're
welcome.
welcome.
And I do want to point out something, Paul. You did say they allocated about 30 billion to small businesses, but there's a few other set asides that I want to touch on. Of course, the SDVOSB for Service Disabled Veteran Owned Small Business. They allocated about 30 billion for that set aside as well. Women Owned Small Business 2025, they allocated roughly about 25 to 30 billion to all the women owned small businesses. Hub Zone, they allocated roughly about 18 billion to Hub Zone set asides. And then 8A, they allocated, I think that was well above 30 billion to the small business. So yeah, if you're a woman owned small business, if you're a veteran and you're a woman, now you can triple dip, right? You can go for woman owned small business set aside, veteran owned small business set aside, and small business set aside contracts. If you're a man-owned small business or a veteran-owned small business, you can only go for SDVOSB and small business. They don't look out for us how they do the women. So
No,
yeah.
but if you guys are married, anybody's married, you may want to give your wife 50%, 51% of that company. That way you guys can go after the small business and women on set asides. And for individuals who may not know what set asides are, well, you know now, but how they're used, women thrive in this market because y'all just do what y'all do best, online shopping and investigating. So
That's funny.
we know
There's
what that
Girls, I don't
is.
even have time to shop anymore. I need somebody to do my shopping. So that's what you guys are for.
Y'all
Show me your
listen,
Amazon card. I'm gonna tell you everything about
yeah,
it.
but
there's
y'all just do what y'all do best. But the leverage comes in where this is a male dominated industry.
Mhm.
When you're pulling up those women on contracts, those manufacturers that are authorized by the government are male dominated companies. So hey, you're not a woman owned company. I am. You can't bid on this. Let's work together so we can both benefit off this solicitation.
Absolutely.
teamwork.
So we're winding down. We're gonna have you for part two. We just gotta deal with
Oh, we just
it.
do a
Our
part
kid
two.
game all night,
Because I just
literally.
We'll be here forever. So,
There is another
for
question though,
those of you
Shante.
that just, yeah, oh, well, we'll take one more question. Then I was going to say, if for those of you that want to go a little over top, now we're going to let our panelists and
Yes,
guests go, but we usually just let people organically in the audience, if you
network.
do want to talk a little bit. As for the questions, we have one more person we want to introduce to you. He's the president of U.S. Commercial Capital. He'll just give a little brief overview, but he's with us pretty much every month. So we just want to make sure you have access to everything. This was wonderful. This is gold today. So Phil and Paris, we know they're very busy people, but maybe sometime in the upcoming months we can bring them back and have a more focused group for the people that couldn't make it today. So that way we could get more exposure. I think what they're doing is phenomenal. And we want to be part of the community when they come back and be part of the GovConWay. So
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And
No
definitely,
doubt.
you guys, please share this out to other people because guess what? We do this every month, and every month we come with more value, more speakers. So if you missed it, which a lot of people didn't show up, I see we had 100 registrants, but
they've been texting
just
me, have an excuse, whatever, it doesn't matter. So they missed the goal today, but I'll make sure they get it. This is going to be on our YouTube channel. So we want everybody to have access and to be able to participate just like we did, but they missed the good part.
And also, Paul, Shante, I want to thank you guys both for having us on. Thank you guys both. You guys are connectors for real. First day I talked to Paul, connection, 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 connection. And man, same with you, Shante. You guys are great. We love what you guys have built here. I just heard a ton of essential and some of the greatest resources new business owners and entrepreneurs will actually need here. And there's not many hubs for connections like this. So I greatly appreciate, respect what you guys are doing here. Love it.
And last but not least, 2 seconds. If you can help
Uh-huh.
with purchase order factoring, please reach out to us.
Oh, yeah.
yes, we definitely got a connection.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm
Thanks a
right
lot,
here.
everyone.
He said, yeah, I'm right here. There we go.
Oh yeah, that's who's up next. That's a
Oh,
perfect
last but not
segue.
least, he's not going to do a whole presentation tonight, but you can always go back and watch our webinars. He is our number one Ace Boom Come Boom business funding partner, along with Maria and everybody else. But Andrew has been with us since very much almost the beginning. We met probably 3 years ago at a business resource expo. I come from small business banking and funding and all that stuff. So I know the importance of having access to be able to start from square one, or even if you're at the top, how to scale. But this man works with everybody, whether you're a multi-billion dollar customer or a company or starting your journey, but he has information for everybody. So I'm gonna let Andrew take it away. Talk for himself. He is the president of U.S. Commercial Business Capital. He's not a game. We're working with him every day, daily with customers. Tell us, Andrew, how you can support us with everything you heard tonight. And even if you have something that relates into government contracting, how you can support them. I heard some information about people might need warehouse space. I know you have the keys to the kingdom for that. So go ahead and talk and tell us anything you can share with us tonight that could be impactful.
Yeah, first off, Phil Paris, great job. Really learned a lot, and really thank you for being here and sharing your knowledge with us. Um, Yeah, and I'd love to explore, further. Obviously, what I do is I help on one side of our business, we're helping business owners get the money to start businesses, buy businesses, grow their existing business and franchise, mostly SBA. And the advantage of using me opposed to going to your bank is I have access to all of them. So I know who has the cheapest money. I know about all the niche products that are out there. And
I help people get money that are, doing those four things. Obviously, we have different kinds of money to help different businesses. So, I have about 10 lenders that I use for the purchase order factoring, situations that come up. I have money for investors that are investing in commercial real estate. I know where to help them find the cheapest money, whether they're bankable, whether the property is bankable or not. We have bankable lenders and bankable properties and bankable clients, and we have non-bankable lenders for non-bankable properties and non-bankable clients. So, our reach is everywhere in regards to commercial real estate, business lending, factoring. Uh, we also, we do some equity, but that's really not my strong point. I mean, I have clients looking for equity partners, but I'm really strong on the debt piece. And what we do is I put all of my 30 years worth of relationships together, and in the end, I put them against each other and work them down just like it's my deal to make sure that the client's getting a deal that they can't find on their own. So that's pretty much everything in a nutshell. I know we're running short on time, but love to talk to you guys offline. Yeah, there's a lot of great programs for business owners that are looking to buy real estate for their business. And if they're looking to buy a factory or some type of warehouse for their business, potentially they could do it for anywhere between 0 and 10% down, which when you say zero, people kind of raise their eyebrows. But, we have programs like that. We're helping business owners buy commercial real estate for their business for no money down in some situations. So love to talk to you more. Anybody out there that needs to find out whether you need $50,000 or whether you need a couple $100,000, I get requests for that and can help you find the cheapest money.
Thank you so much, Andrew. You can go back. He's been on a couple of our meetings, so you can go back and watch it on our YouTube channel or on our website. His information is right here. You have direct access to this man. So you heard everything today. Commercial real estate, no money down. I mean, you've heard from 3 to 4 lenders. I'm a loan officer, and I use Andrew every day. So we work together to help our clients, whatever we got to do to make it happen. So,
And just to let you know, last year I looked at about 190 opportunities. So had 190 people around the country refer me one client last year, and about 100 of those were commercial real estate agents. So why I'm telling you that is I get a lot of opportunities, and even if I don't know where it is, and so I had a guy call me wanted a $2 million to buy a boat. I said, wasn't that like a yacht? He said, yeah, it's a yacht. So I had relationships, even though I've never done any type of funding or helped anybody find that. I sent an email to all my bankers in Florida and said, who specializes in this? And I had 2 or 3 that I put against each other to help my client get the best money to buy his yacht. So, but that's not really where I focus. But any amount of money, anything you're looking for money for, I can usually find the connection. I'm one person away from the solution.
and well, thank you so much, Andrew. Please drop your information in the chat, but your information's right here. Please reach out to Andrew. He's a key resource business partner with us. And I'm just going to say this was powerful. There's so much power in this room right now. There's so many ways we can all synergetically work together as partners. TK, what are you doing? As business owners, entrepreneurs just starting on your journey. So please feel free to reach out to everybody here. Me and TK, we did 6 events in the last 3 weeks. So whether we're supporting other companies, other people, or doing it ourselves, we will make sure you have access to that. We'll let you know what's up and coming. For next month, for this particular program, because this is our ongoing community, we will be having a conversation around real estate. Paul Randall is on the call today. He's going to be talking about what he does, how he helps. So he's going to be one of our speakers, along with Miss Melissa Alvarado and a few others. In May, we're going to have Your Health is Your Wealth. So we're going to always have conversations that are going to be important for us. We have to be able to take care of ourselves. We have service members. We're a veteran-owned business as well. So we want to support us in every way possible. The only thing we're going to say for Master Wealth Course today, see, me and TK don't even talk. We have other classes, which we'll let you know what we're doing in April and May. So that way you can come and learn exactly about how we help you in your business directly, the services we provide. We still always include our partners, but the point of this is we want to let people know what else is out there, what other ways they can be helped. Not just about what we do, it's about what all of us do collectively, what we do together. So the one thing I want to leave you
Shante,
with, go
let
ahead,
me, let me,
Frank.
no, I was gonna say you can also, if you go to Eventbrite, that's where we always put our stuff. Hit the little follow button, and that way, every time we do a new class, it's gonna send you a little ding. Because people always say, "I didn't know, I forgot, I couldn't log on." Hit the follow button, and Eventbrite is gonna send you a notification directly to your cell phone every time we post a new class.
Yep. So the only thing I'm gonna leave you with tonight, because we got a late start, is because we're having all this disruption in our economy, especially in the last 3 to 4 weeks. LTK touched on it when it came to the Bitcoin cryptocurrency and the changes in the financial economy. Because of what's going on, I'm not gonna wait till March to mention it. I'm just gonna say one thing to you. You want to find ways to protect your assets, your savings, your long-term savings, or 401ks. We do a lot here, but the one thing I will make sure that you have information on is we have a company right now that's offering an opportunity. This is the vehicle that they're offering to federal workers and people that have money in the stock market. We work with all types of tools and vehicles and companies. We believe in diversifying your portfolio and your savings opportunity. People have been calling me left or right, telling me they're losing money in their retirement. They need to retire in 2 years, or they don't want to take significant savings. So they need places to park their money, whether it's temporary or just a percentage. This company is offering up between anywhere between 14 and 21%, depending on the strategy you choose to do. So you're going to have to call us and talk to us about it. We can't tell you how it's going to necessarily work for you, but they're guaranteeing no market losses because it's an annuity. So it's a self-directed IRA, or if you have a Roth IRA that you can set up, and you're going to have compounded interest growth on day one. Anything you contribute or move into this in the first year, it'll give you anywhere from 14 to 21%. And then also they allow contractually where you can pull up to 12% each year penalty free if you need to redirect it to another investment. So this is another leveraging tactic. We teach it. We'll have this in a class in a couple weeks. The class we're going to do is just going to be specifically for this because right now I worked through the 2001 to 2013 decade. People lost a lot of money. Every time we go to war, regardless if the war lasts tomorrow or for the next 3 to 5 years, it takes a while for recovery. I don't care what they say. Some market correction is not even real market correction. So if you want to learn more, please reach out to us. I do have a link where you can scan for a free consultation. Let's see. And TK, I'll let you talk about the Employee Well program, but we'll talk about that in our next event that we're going to do separately. This is how you can reach us. If you want to learn more about our events, go on our Eventbrite. Our Eventbrite link is here for our next upcoming event. If you want to schedule time to talk to us, we work with people overseas. Within the US, we have 4 national programs, we have I-10 programs. Whatever you need help with, everything is in the house. So please reach out to us. We'll be able to help you with that. But that's the only thing I'm going to talk about tonight because I'm tired of people calling me saying I'm taking all these losses. This isn't working the way it was supposed to work. So for the average person, if you're not the 1% of America saying, "Oh, I listened to Donald Trump today, I'm going to put $1 billion into energy stock," then you're not going to really make well in this type of environment. So we'll be able to help you out with that. So I'm gonna wrap things up. If anybody have any questions or our next event, so you guys know, it'll be on Eventbrite tomorrow. It's going to be on April the 29th. So you have more than 30 days to prepare. April the 29th is our next event. So make sure you go on Eventbrite tomorrow. You can subscribe to get our alerts. So whenever we're bringing information like this, last week we did a whole event based on trust, wills, estate planning, entrepreneurship, do's and don'ts, entrepreneurship, opportunity to funding. So just sign up, make sure you're there. And if you want to participate, we're looking for partners. So if you already have a business, have an expertise, you can reach out to us as well. So before we get off, there was one more partner that we didn't have a chance to get to. She did ask a couple of questions tonight. But Shantae, I would like for you to introduce yourself. And she is the other Shantae. Other sister from another mother, can you introduce yourself? Tell us what you do and how you help and support people every day. Go ahead, Shantae.
Okay. I'm sorry. Yes. So, one of the things we do, and it's funny, I mean, everybody here has so much of the same synergy here. We do funding. I have at the same time as well, banking relationships. We just set up a program because we have a lot of new construction programs where we're having people put in funds and, matching and doing a 2 times, 3 times for them as well. But in addition, for me, one of the things that we do, one of my specific strategies with the trust and taxes is just anyone that is making 6 figures that is paying 4, 5, or 6 figures. If they're making 6 figures or more, definitely we have strategies, and I'm willing to work with anyone, to accommodate and let you know. So those strategies that we're able to do just by combining a simple strategy. And so again, when you have a trust, I've been doing trust for years as well. But when you have trust, there's multiple trusts, and every car is driven differently. You have a Bentley, you have a Range, you have a this. Everything has different, they have different reasons that they operate, right? So the provisions are what create it. And then there's certain ones that operate specifically for certain purposes. The trust that I work with specifically is for reducing tax liability through a look back of 2 years. Really simple. But we are now reducing. I just took a client from $108,000 debt with the IRS, just going regular, implementing that strategy, got him down to 80,000, and then he asked for the further reduction, and now he's not owing at all, and he'll be getting back about $12,000. So there's so many different strategies, not that one, is not a one fits all when you have trust and everyone's situations, So one of the things that we do in the tax side is I'm always just looking for strategies as it pertains to real estate, your assets, your business, maybe your entity structuring to reduce it. And it's amazing to me that you have multi-million-dollar companies. And I'm not kidding. There's an insurance business. So of course, this is insurance, and we all are, a lot of us here are licensed, but literally having a $2.5 million business that's revenue driven, netting $2 million a year plus out of 2.5 million, believe it or not, they literally have their income right now showing on a W-2, 1,090,000 each. And I'm not going to say the company, but can you imagine on a W-2? So there's no distributions. I'm like, there's no reasonable salary that says $1.1 million. So the shareholders are basically, they have given away hundreds of thousands. This service is so needed. And I'm getting that to just say that this is needed. We are literally going to get them back over $1 million from the IRS on just doing 3 years, right? So you have people, and some people are just lazy, to be honest, or they are working from they've outgrown, the business has outgrown them, right? So what they know no longer applies. And, so at the end of the day, I love this, but the government contracting was amazing. Thank you so much, Shantae and TK. But for us, yes, we strategize. I specialize in strategizing. So I work with a lot of CPAs and other tax professionals, and sometimes they just want to service their client a little more. We come in, and just by what we do, we're able to save even more, take people from whatever debt they're paying. If you're paying more than 5 figures, we're going to knock it out, period. So that's
I
it.
love,
That's pretty much what we do.
Thank
I
you,
love that.
Shantae. Shantae, I told you we're gonna do it back later too, so we can really teach
Yeah.
you. You speak all my
Yeah.
languages, so
Yeah.
we need people
Yeah.
to understand this. So thank you,
Okay.
Shantae. Please drop your information in the chat so people know how to reach you, the name of your business, your websites. I know you have
Yeah.
multiple businesses and facets too, so put it all in there. I'm gonna make sure everybody that was on this call, you will get an email in the chat. So that way you can go back, make sure you can reach out to the people you wanted to reach out to, and we all work together and stay together. Also, Dr. Nchichi Nawaji, I didn't get a chance to introduce her earlier. She's one of our partners. She has a book and she has a couple events coming up. I just want her to briefly just talk about what she's doing and just let us know her events and how we can order her book online. So go ahead, Dr. Chichi. Thank you so much for being here.
All right. Hi, everybody. Good evening. Thank you for what both of you do always for everyone else. So I hope that many blessings will come to your business as well. My name is Dr. Chichinwaje. I am actually an optometrist by profession, but I host themed events. So my business name under which I do that is called the Peacock House. And we are present on Instagram and Facebook as at Peacock House, but also on TikTok, Dr. Chichinwaje. The purpose of the event is to connect lives. So we give an opportunity to different business owners under different themes to present what their brand can do for others. And then they can network and grow their brand that way. But again, there are people who don't understand that they need the community to keep going. And so when you are in that space, you can get motivation, you can get information, and just keep yourself in the presence of people who can also be your word of mouth. And so I do host mostly face-to-face events, but I do have virtual and hybrid events as well. So for those who would like to follow me, you can do that at Peacock House on Facebook and Instagram, Dr. Chichi Show, Facebook and YouTube, Dr. Chichinwaje on TikTok. And then if you also want to just talk and talk about what you're looking for, you can text or call 240-413-9481 or follow me on Eventbrite as well. So that would be my spiel. I know that many things make people stretch a little bit more. So my book, Dream Big, addresses that. Why are we not dreaming big? What is it that is holding us back? And I'm definitely interested in speaking opportunities and just ways that I can mentor different groups through the book and just, let people know I'm here. So thank you again for having me, and I look forward to meeting some of you one-on-one. Thank
Thank you
you.
so much,
I
Dr. Chichi.
enjoyed learning from them too. It was nice to hear all they had to share. Thank you.
Yeah, so we'll make
Yeah.
sure everybody gets her information. Chichi, if you can, drop your information in the chat. Also, let them know if you're in the DMV, tell them about the event you're doing on Sunday. So if somebody wants to attend.
Yes. So we have an event for this Sunday called When Women Gather Speakathon. So we're going to have speakers, vendors, people who are just attending, and it's going to be at the Comfort Inn in Oxon Hill, Maryland. So free parking. I'm offering complimentary tickets also for those who would like to attend. But if you want to vend or speak, then you have to register. So you can still join us. We're still open and accepting people. So it's from 3 to 7 p.m. And for those who are vending, setup will start from 1:30 this Sunday, March 29th, in honor of Women International History Month. So we kind of want to be there and see what's going on. So if you have a friend you want to check in with, if they can come, just have them RSVP to you. Do a head count with Shantae, tell her you can come, then you can come under her guest list. And we just want to know who is coming. That's it. So looking forward to meeting more people there as well. Thank you.
All right, thank you,
Definitely want
Dr.
to say
Chichi. Uh-huh.
that Dr. Chichi is one of our strategic partners, so you can find her information on our website at the bottom. You'll see her face, and then you click on her website, and you can click on her bio.
And please get her book. I recommend her book to everybody. Clients that come to me and say they have a business, want to start a business, her book is like a workbook or a pathway. I always say it starts in the mind. It's all with mindset, write the vision, make it plain. So get her book, Dr. Chichi. Yeah, I have your link, so everybody can go get it off the website, but you can drop it here as well too. So I'll make sure everybody gets a copy of the chat. Okay. All right.
Thank
Anybody
you.
have any last
And the
minute
book is on
questions?
Amazon too. And
Oh,
the
yeah, I
book is
remember it's
also
on
on
Amazon.
Amazon. So if
Yes,
they
Dream
want
Big.
to search for it there, they can. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, cool beans. So anybody else have any last minute questions? Want to just quickly 30 seconds introduce yourself. I did see Sharon Harrell here. If you want to speak for 20 seconds, you're another phenomenal woman, and let people know who you are, how they can reach you, and if you just have any comments today. Thank you.
Sure. Thank you, Shantae. Yes, my name is Sharon Harrell, and I'm a federal benefits and retirement consultant. So I work with federal employees as they are approaching their retirement so they can understand the federal rules and regulation as it pertains to themselves and their federal government service. So I do not deal with finances at all. That's what you all great people are for, and I refer them to you. But I am a subject matter expert in federal benefits and retirement. That's what I did as a federal employee, and now as a retiree. I help people to understand those benefits so they can make educated decisions when they retire. As well as I'm a retirement lifestyle coach. So when they are retiring or already retired, what does life look like for them after they leave their job, whether it's for federal government or not? Some employees know what they want to do, but a lot of them don't. So having to navigate that new space and separate themselves from the title that they had and move into that luxury and wonderful life of retirement. So that's what I do. People can reach me by social media on Instagram. I am the Retirement Coach Diva, or they can email me at Sharon at royaltybusinessgroup.com. And the name of my business is Royalty Business Group. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sharon. We will definitely have you on another time. Please just drop your information in the chat. Let everybody know how they can reach you and your website, okay? So, anybody else, any last questions? Anybody have a last comment before we leave while everybody's still here? So that way everybody can just go ahead and have a good night. Any last questions?
I would like to say to the other Shantae, what the
Yes.
community, we have, oh my God, over 50 of our contractors that are well above that threshold to qualify for your services. So definitely a conversation we can have for, tax implementation and strategizing and stuff like that.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you. I'm excited. There's so much synergy. This is just crazy. I'm like, oh gosh. Okay. Shantae, thank you. She
Okay.
literally called me yesterday and was like, you need to be in this room. And
There you
because
go.
we don't have time. And I am so grateful. I am truly, truly grateful. Thank you so much. This is amazing. Yes.
All right. So from our panelist speakers, any last comments or anything you want to say before we leave today? And attendees that are left, do you have any questions before we go? If not, I want to kick it back to the panelists and the people that spoke today. If everybody just want to just
Last minute.
give their closing remarks, and we'll go ahead and see each other on next month. Closing remarks from anybody.
Well, thank you all for having us. I hope you all enjoyed everything we spoke about this evening. Look forward to being a part of the family and the community and helping out as many ways as possible, for sure.
Sure. Sure.
And I'll be reaching out to a few people.
Absolutely. Anybody else have last comments? Where's my partner, Johnny? Where you at? You still here? Johnny, are you here? Okay. We'll move on to
One thing I wanted to do is open the door. Since this is on a recorded line, I want to let you guys know that we are always opening our doors to any entrepreneurs. As you see, we try to bring you value. We search for subject matter experts. So if you pass the criteria, we will put you on our platform. I cross advertise every time I speak. I speak about all of my partners. And what this network is a first referral. So in other words, I'm taking you backwards to Black Wall Street when we used to do this. It's not that we were millionaires, it was that we shared our money like this. So in this network, number one, it's like BNI, and it's kind of like the Chamber of Commerce, except it's free. I don't charge you any money. I qualify your company, make sure you're a subject matter expert, and then we connect you with people looking for your services. And we don't give our customers a choice. When they say they're looking for government contracting, we're sending them straight to you. When they say they're looking for long-term strategy when it comes to what Ms. Shantae just said, we don't give them a choice. We send them straight to you. So it's intentional networking, and the game plan is over. Because too many people, we go to these networking events and people smile in your face, but they can't remember you 10 seconds after they spoke to you. You give them your business card and it's like, why did I waste a piece of paper? This is intentional. So we open the door to you guys and say, if you have a business and you're a subject matter expert, we're going to feature you. We're going to expose you. We're going to put you on our website, and it's all free.
All right. Well, thank you, TK, for the last minute. But me personally, I thank you for everybody. I've been struggling with my voice. Thank you for your patience. I love all you guys. I would love to see you guys next month. I hope we can continue to make impact next time we come. Bring somebody. This is really important. We're trying to build community. The government's not going to save us. So we got to save ourselves. So we got to work together, lead one, each one teach one, so on and so forth. And that's keep growing this. And we'll continue to support you. So it's not just about what we're doing. We want to collectively work together. I'm going to be at Chi-Chi's events. I'm going to fly down to sunny Florida and see Shantae. We're all going to work together. Paul, you're going to bring your butt back to the DC. Stop acting like you're not from the DMV. And we're going to do an event together. So we're all working together. So Johnny, if you're not still here, he usually prays us out. I usually have a prayer at the end because I want this to be taken in as something that's meaningful and something that's more than bigger than ourselves. So Paul, if you could say a prayer for us or give us our benediction, and we'll go our separate ways.
My pleasure. Father, we thank you for this time. We thank you for everyone here. Thank you for every teacher in our life, everyone who influences from our parents on. We thank you for what you've done. You said you give us witty inventions. And God, thank you for everyone who's called their children, their family. Now, God bless us emotional, physically, mentally, spiritually. And God, continue to bind us together as we recreate this thing called Black Wall Street all over again. Thank you for the resources. May we be diligent in what you've given us, God, and may we strengthen one another. We thank you for Shantae, TK, everyone on this call and those who weren't. God, we just thank you for what you're yet to do in the remainder of 2026 and the rest of our lives. We love you, we praise you, we magnify you, and look forward to your soon coming. In Jesus' name, we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Everybody have
Yeah.
a great night.
Thank you for
We'll talk
coming.
soon. Thank you
Thank
for coming.
you.
Yes.
Good night,
Good night.
everyone.
Good
Bye.
night.
Thank you, Shantae.
Good
Thank
night,
you so
everybody.
much.
Yes.
And
Thank you
PK, I
guys.
appreciate. Thank
Thank
you.
you, Prophet Paul, for the prayer. Let's go in peace.
Thank you, Shantae, and thank you, TK. Be
Good
blessed.
night. We'll
Thank
talk.
you. Thank
Thank
you
you
Thank
so
you.
Good night,
all.
much.
everybody.
Good night.
Good night.
I'll tell you, don't forget to hit the
I
stop
got it.
record.
I got it. Doing it now.
Okay.
Stop record. Let's see.
Stop
Okay.
recording.